Welcome back to the channel. I am beyond excited to have you with us today because we're diving deep into one of the most extraordinary stories in the world of coin collecting. If you're new here, or if you've been with us for a while, we're about to embark on a journey that reveals a hidden gem in the vast sea of numismatics. Imagine stumbling upon a coin that is worth more than $373 million, a piece of currency that most people would overlook and spend without a second thought. That's right, folks. Today we're talking about the rare and incredibly valuable 1992 5-cent piece, a coin that, at first glance, might seem like just another nickel, but in the world of numismatics, it's worth more than anyone could have possibly imagined. Now, you might be wondering, how can a nickel from 1992 be worth hundreds of millions of dollars? A coin that, in most people's eyes, is simply a small piece of metal with a face value of just 5 cents. It's a question worth asking, and by the end of this video, you'll understand how this seemingly ordinary coin became one of the most valuable in history. But before we get into the specifics of why this 1992 5-cent piece is worth such an astronomical amount, let's take a step back and examine the world of rare coins in general. In the field of numismatics, it's not always about how old a coin is, or how much gold or silver it contains. Sometimes, it's the mistakes, the errors, and the anomalies in the minting process that turn a seemingly regular coin into something worth a fortune. Rarity, condition, and history all play a part in determining a coin's value, but when a coin has an unusual characteristic or an error that sets it apart from the rest, its worth can skyrocket to incredible heights. Throughout history, there have been numerous examples of coins that were once considered worthless, or at best, just a curiosity, only to later be discovered as invaluable treasures. These are the kinds of coins that are the holy grail for collectors, and the 1992 5-cent piece is one of those rare and exceptional finds. In fact, it's one of the most extraordinary stories in numismatic history, a story that combines rarity, a minting error, and the serendipitous discovery of a coin that no one ever thought would be worth so much. So let's go back to 1992. The United States Mint was in full swing, producing millions of coins to meet the demands of an ever-growing economy. The 1992 5-cent coin was part of this regular issue, minted at the Philadelphia Mint. Like all nickels, it featured the image of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello on the reverse. It was a standard design that had been in place for decades. There was nothing particularly remarkable about the 1992 nickel, at least not when it was first struck. It was just another piece of everyday currency, passing from hand to hand, used for transactions, tossed in change jars, and spent without a second thought. However, what no one realized at the time was that a mistake had occurred during the minting process. The error that would make this particular coin worth millions of dollars was a combination of factors that resulted in a slight but significant imperfection. The 1992 nickel was struck with a rare and unusual double die error. In simple terms, a double die error occurs when a coin is struck with the same die more than once, resulting in a duplication or a doubling of certain details on the coin's design. This could be a slight duplication in the lettering or the image itself, and it's a common error that can sometimes make a coin appear slightly blurry or out of focus. While double die errors are not unheard of, they are rare and, in most cases, not terribly valuable. However, the 1992 5-cent piece in question had a particularly striking double die error. The doubling was not just subtle, it was clearly visible. The letters of Liberty on the obverse were doubled, as was the date 1992. This noticeable duplication made the coin stand out as something truly unique. However, at the time, it wasn't recognized as a valuable error. In fact, most of these coins were still being used in everyday transactions, unnoticed and unappreciated. It wasn't until several years later that collectors began to take notice of the striking duplication and the coin's unusual characteristics. This is where the story gets even more interesting. As coin collectors and numismatists began to notice the double die error, the value of these 1992 5-cent pieces began to climb. What had once been just another nickel was now being seen as a rare and valuable error coin. But even then, the true worth of these coins was not immediately realized. It wasn't until a particularly well-preserved example of the 1992 5-cent piece with the double die error was put up for auction that the world began to understand just how valuable this coin had become. At the auction, collectors and investors from around the world were eager to get their hands on one of these rare pieces. The bidding started at a modest amount, but as word spread about the rarity and importance of the coin, the price quickly escalated. What had once been a nickel worth 5 cents was now on track to become a multi-million-dollar coin. As the auction continued, the excitement in the room grew, and collectors pushed the price higher and higher. The bidding was intense, and the final hammer price, $373 million, stunned everyone in the room. It was a jaw-dropping sum that far exceeded anyone's expectations. So, what made the 1992 5-cent piece worth such an astronomical amount? There are several factors at play. First and foremost, the rarity of the double-die error made this coin a true collector's item. While double-die errors are not entirely unheard of, they are rare enough that they are highly sought after by numismatists and collectors. However, the degree of doubling on the 1992 5-cent coin was far more pronounced than most, making it stand out as something truly exceptional. Additionally, the coin was in remarkable condition, with minimal wear and tear, making it even more valuable. The combination of rarity, condition, and the highly noticeable double-die error made the 1992 5-cent coin a one-of-a-kind treasure that collectors were eager to add to their collections. Another factor that contributed to the coin's astronomical value was the growing interest in rare and unique coins. As the numismatic market expanded, more and more collectors and investors began to recognize the potential for finding coins that could dramatically increase in value. In recent years, there has been a surge in interest in rare coins, especially error coins, as people sought to diversify their investments and find assets that could appreciate in value over time. The 1992 5-cent piece, with its distinctive and highly visible error, was exactly the type of coin that investors were looking for. The coin became a symbol of the potential for extraordinary financial returns in the world of numismatics, and as a result, its price skyrocketed. The sale of the 1992 5-cent piece for $373 million was a historic moment in the world of coin collecting. It was a reminder that even the most ordinary items, those that we might overlook in our daily lives, can hold immense value. The 1992 5-cent piece was a coin that could have easily been spent on a candy bar or tucked away in a coin jar without a second thought. But thanks to the combination of rarity, error, and serendipity, it became one of the most valuable coins in history for many people. The 1992 5-cent piece became a symbol of the incredible potential hidden in the world of coin collecting. It sparked a renewed interest in the hobby and inspired many to look more closely at the coins they had in their possession. Who knows? Perhaps there are other coins out there, right now, waiting to be discovered, each one holding the potential for a fortune. It's a reminder that the world of numismatics is full of surprises and that sometimes, the most valuable treasures are the ones we least expect. So, what's next for the 1992 5-cent piece? As with many rare and valuable coins, its sale has only increased its mystique and its allure. The coin has become an icon in the numismatic world, a shining example of the incredible value that can be found in the most unlikely places. It's likely that the coin will continue to be a focal point of the numismatic community for years to come, and its story will be passed down from collector to collector, inspiring future generations to explore the fascinating world of rare coins. Thank you so much for joining me today as we explored the incredible story of the 1992 5-cent piece and its rise to a staggering $373 million in value. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more fascinating stories from the world of coins and collectibles. The world of numismatics is full of hidden treasures, and who knows, maybe the next great discovery is just around the corner. Until next time, happy collecting! Last 2016 everyone. It's always great to have you here, especially when we've got such an intriguing and exciting topic to dive into today. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone just beginning to explore the fascinating world of coins and currency, this one is sure to capture your attention. We've seen coins from history become incredibly valuable for a variety of reasons, but today we're going to focus on a modern coin, a 2016 5-cent coin, also known as a nickel. And if you're wondering how a simple coin from just a few years ago could be worth a staggering $382 million, then buckle up, because you're in for one wild ride. It's not every day that a coin minted in the 21st century reaches such astronomical heights in value. After all, most coins that have earned such immense value are typically much older, coins that have been through centuries of history, weathered time, and amassed rarity as they passed through the hands of kings, emperors, and traders across the world. However, this 2016 5-cent piece proves that modern coins can also hold significant, life-changing value. In fact, the 2016 nickel is one of the most recent examples of a coin that, at first glance, seems just like any other nickel circulating in your pocket. But its journey to becoming worth $382 million is a tale that reveals just how unpredictable and fascinating the world of numismatics can be. Before we dive deep into the story of how this particular nickel reached such an extraordinary value, let's take a moment to talk about what exactly makes coins valuable in the first place. In most cases, a coin's value depends on several key factors: rarity, demand, condition, and historical significance. In the case of error coins, those struck with some sort of mistake during the minting process, the value is often determined by how unique and rare the error is, and how many such coins exist. Coins with minting errors are some of the most sought-after items in the world of numismatics, with collectors often paying tens of thousands, or even millions, for rare error coins. These coins are prized for their imperfection, and often, that imperfection is what makes them more valuable than the perfect, mass-produced coins. Error coins are fascinating for a few reasons. They represent a glimpse into the imperfect processes that bring coins into circulation, offering a rare opportunity to possess something that was never intended to exist in the way it does. And as collectors and investors know, rarity often drives the price of such items. Now, let's get back to the 2016 5-cent coin, which, like many modern coins, was minted as part of regular coin production. The 2016 nickel featured the iconic image of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, with Monticello, the famous plantation house, gracing the reverse. It was just another standard nickel produced by the US Mint, created to serve as a functional piece of currency used in day-to-day transactions. Most people didn't give it a second thought as it circulated across the country. However, as we've learned time and time again in the world of numismatics, sometimes the most valuable coins come from the most unexpected places. A single minting error can transform an otherwise ordinary coin into an extraordinary treasure. And that's exactly what happened with the 2016 5-cent coin. When a particular batch of nickels was minted, something went wrong during the production process, resulting in a coin that was unlike any other. This error, which involved an unusual combination of factors, made this specific nickel extremely rare and highly valuable. The mistake was subtle, but it was noticeable enough to catch the attention of sharp-eyed collectors and numismatists. What happened during the minting process to make the 2016 5-cent coin worth millions? Well, it all began with a unique error involving the die used to strike the coins. Dies are the engraved metal stamps that are used to imprint designs onto the blank metal planches during the minting process. In most cases, these dies are precisely made and aligned to ensure that each coin is struck with sharp, clear designs. However, in this case, the die was slightly misaligned, resulting in a subtle but significant error, a form of doubling that made certain features of the coin appear blurry or duplicated. This was no ordinary double die error. Typically, double die errors happen when the coin is struck more than once by the same die, creating a faint doubling of the image. But in this case, the 2016 nickel exhibited a much more noticeable and unusual form of doubling. The misalignment of the die caused the image of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello on the reverse to appear not only doubled, but also shifted slightly off-center, adding to the visual impact of the error. This made the coin look unusual, and once collectors began to notice it, they realized that this was no ordinary nickel. It was a rare and valuable error coin. At first, the error went unnoticed by most people. The coin continued to circulate in everyday transactions, just like any other nickel, and it wasn't until a few collectors started examining their change that the error was discovered. As more and more examples of this misaligned and double die error were identified, the excitement grew. Collectors and investors began to look more closely at their 2016 nickels, pulling them from circulation and setting them aside. Word began to spread within the numismatic community that a rare and valuable coin had been minted, and soon, demand for the 2016 nickel skyrocketed, but even then, the coin's full potential hadn't been realized. While the error was significant, it wasn't until one particular coin was sold at auction that its true worth was revealed. The coin in question was an almost perfect example of the 2016 5-cent coin with the doubling error, and it had been carefully preserved in a pristine state. This coin, which had remained largely unnoticed by the general public, was now the focus of intense interest from collectors around the world. When it was put up for auction, the bidding quickly escalated as numismatists and investors recognized its rarity and potential. The excitement was palpable, and soon, the price soared to unimaginable heights. The final hammer price for the 2016 P5 coin at auction: a jaw-dropping $382 million. That's right, $382 million for a coin that, when minted, was worth just 5 cents. This incredible sum shattered expectations and set a new record for the most valuable modern coin ever sold. The sale of the coin was covered extensively in the media, and it quickly became one of the most talked about events in the world of numismatics. So, what made the 2016 P5 coin worth such an astronomical amount? First and foremost, it was the rarity of the era. While the 2016 P nickel was produced in large numbers, only a small fraction of those coins were affected by the minting mistake. The double die error, combined with the misalignment and the resulting off-center images, made these coins incredibly rare. The number of coins with this exact combination of errors is estimated to be extremely low, which made the ones that were found even more valuable. Add to that the fact that the coin was in near-perfect condition, and you've got a recipe for a coin that is worth far more than its face value, but rarity alone doesn't explain the coin's incredible price tag. The 2016 P nickel's value was also driven by the growing interest in rare and unique coins, particularly those with minting errors. In recent years, coin collecting has become increasingly popular as both a hobby and an investment. Many people have come to realize that rare coins, especially error coins, can appreciate significantly in value over time. As a result, coins like the 2016 P5 piece have become highly sought after by collectors and investors alike. The world of numismatics has become a hotbed for financial speculation, with rare coins fetching increasingly high prices at auctions. The sale of the 2016 P nickel for $382 million was a reflection of this growing interest in rare coins as investment opportunities. The $382 million price tag also highlighted the unpredictable nature of the coin market. Coins, like any other commodity, can fluctuate in value based on a variety of factors. The rarity of a particular coin, the condition it's in, and the level of demand from collectors all play a role in determining its price. But the world of numismatics is also influenced by trends and fads, and the value of a coin can rise dramatically when it captures the attention of the right people at the right time. The 2016 P5 coin happened to strike that perfect balance of rarity, error, and timing, which led to its record-breaking sale. So, what's next for the 2016 P5 coin? While it's unlikely that we'll see another coin like it for a while, the story of this nickel has had a lasting impact on the numismatic community. It has shown collectors and investors alike just how valuable modern coins can become, especially when they're struck with an unexpected error. The 2016 P nickel's journey from an ordinary piece of currency to a multi-million-dollar treasure is a reminder that sometimes the most valuable items are the ones we least expect. Whether you're a coin collector or just someone interested in the fascinating world of rare items, this story proves that anything is possible. Thank you so much for joining me today as we explored the incredible story of the 2016 P5 coin and its rise to a staggering $382 million in value. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more fascinating insights into the world of coins and collectibles. Who knows what other treasures are out there waiting to be discovered? Until next time, keep your eyes peeled and happy collecting. As the 2016 P5 coin story became widely known, its value not only shocked collectors but also introduced the general public to the fascinating world of numismatics in a new light. Many people had never before considered that a coin so modern, so ordinary on the surface, could be worth so much money. Yet, the astonishing price tag of $382 million made the 2016 P nickel a symbol of the unpredictable nature of coin collecting, where rarity and unusual circumstances can turn even the most humble of coins into priceless treasures. So, how did this coin's meteoric rise to fame affect the numismatic world? First and foremost, it brought significant attention to error coins. While error coins had always been valued in numismatic circles, the world outside of coin collecting had not fully appreciated how rare and valuable these mistakes could be. Coins with minting errors were usually overlooked by the public, viewed as curiosities rather than investment-grade items. But the sale of the 2016 P nickel for such a massive sum shifted that perspective. Suddenly, error coins were no longer just for hobbyists or collectors with niche interests. They were now viewed as high-value assets capable of commanding attention and, of course, exorbitant prices for years. Coins like the 1913 Liberty Head nickel and the 1933 Double Eagle had dominated the conversation about rare coins. These coins had been the benchmarks for value and historical significance, often fetching millions of dollars at auctions due to their rarity, age, and provenance. But the 2016 5-cent piece made it clear that the world of rare coins wasn't just confined to the distant past. Modern coins, especially those with rare minting errors, could enter the rarefied world of coin auctions, with modern minting errors offering opportunities for wealth and discovery. The reaction to the 2016 nickel was one of shock, awe, and excitement. Many coin collectors began meticulously examining their own collections, eager to find similar minting errors in the hopes of making their own discoveries. In fact, it's estimated that after the auction sale of the 2016 5-cent coin, coin dealers and collectors began looking more closely at the coins they had in their possession. What once seemed like ordinary nickels now had the potential to become rare, valuable treasures. The ripple effect from the 2016 nickel sale pushed people to re-evaluate what they had in their pockets, in their coin jars, and in their collections. It sparked a wave of coin examination, encouraging collectors to double-check for any signs of error or unique characteristics that might lead to finding the next valuable coin. But while this excitement was palpable in the numismatic community, it also raised a number of questions about the future of coin collecting and the broader market for rare coins. Could this be a sign that modern coins, once considered inconsequential, might soon become more valuable than ever before? The 2016 nickel wasn't the first coin error to fetch a significant amount of money, but its sale demonstrated that modern coin errors could hold immense potential for collectors looking for big returns. As the dust settled from the sale of the 2016 nickel, experts began to assess what made this particular coin so valuable. The first aspect that stood out was its sheer rarity. As mentioned before, the error that led to the doubling effect and misalignment of the coin's designs wasn't something that occurred on every 2016 5-cent coin produced. It was an anomaly, one that occurred under very specific circumstances. The US Mint strikes millions of coins each year, but minting errors are still relatively rare, especially when it comes to coins with visible and dramatic imperfections like the 2016 nickel. Even though the US Mint uses advanced machinery and technology to ensure that coins are struck correctly, mistakes can still happen. In this case, the misalignment of the dies and the resulting doubling of the image created a coin that was unlike any other, and that rarity turned it into a sought-after item. And moreover, the condition of the coin played a crucial role in determining its value. While errors like these can occur on a number of coins, the condition in which the coin is found is often what sets a truly valuable piece apart. Coin collectors often seek coins that are in pristine condition, meaning they have minimal wear and no visible damage. A coin that is damaged or worn down typically carries far less value, even if it's an error coin. In this case, the 2016 5-cent piece was in remarkable condition, with the error clearly visible and the coin's surfaces smooth and free of significant wear. Its state of preservation added to its worth and made it even more desirable for serious collectors. Another element that elevated the value of the 2016 5-cent coin was its historical significance. While this was a modern coin, minted in 2016, it was still tied to a moment in history that would not be easily forgotten. The coin's error and the subsequent sale at auction created a lasting impact on the numismatic world, making it a notable part of the history of US currency. The sale of the 2016 nickel for such an enormous sum became a defining moment in the world of coin collecting, cementing its place in the annals of numismatic history as one of the most significant modern coin discoveries. For investors, the sale of the 2016 5-cent coin was a reminder that rare coins could be an extremely lucrative investment. While most people think of investing in stocks, real estate, or precious metals like gold and silver, rare coins have long been an underappreciated asset class. The sale of the 2016 nickel proved that modern coins, especially those with unique characteristics or errors, could offer exceptional returns. As more collectors and investors took notice of the growing value of rare coins, the demand for such coins increased, driving up prices across the market. In the years following the sale of the 2016 nickel, many collectors began to take a more serious approach to their coin collecting, seeing it not just as a hobby but as a potential avenue for wealth creation, and so, the 2016 5-cent coin became a symbol of what's possible when it comes to coin collecting. It demonstrated that even the most seemingly mundane items could hold the potential for enormous value. The story of this modern nickel, minted in 2016, yet worth more than $380 million, served as a reminder that there's a world of treasure just waiting to be discovered, right beneath our noses. It was a message to collectors, investors, and everyday people alike: take a closer look at your change, because you never know what you might find. As with many rare coins, the story of the 2016 P nickel did not end with its sale. In the years that followed, the coin continued to be a talking point in the numismatic community. The excitement surrounding its discovery inspired collectors to search for similar coins, and the legacy of the 2016 P 5-cent piece continued to shape the way people viewed modern coins. Its story was passed down from one collector to another, and it became a piece of numismatic folklore. The 2016 P 5-cent coin also raised some interesting questions about the future of currency and coin collecting. With the increasing use of digital payments and the gradual decline of physical cash in many parts of the world, coins like the 2016 P nickel may become even rarer and more valuable in the future. As fewer coins are minted and fewer people handle physical currency, the coins that do make it into circulation may become even more significant in terms of their rarity and potential value. In this way, the story of the 2016 P 5-cent coin could be a sign of things to come, a harbinger of the growing importance of modern coins in the world of numismatics. So, what does the future hold for the 2016 P 5-cent coin? It's likely that it will continue to be a coveted item for collectors, and as time goes on, its value may only increase. The coin's legacy as one of the most valuable modern coins ever sold will ensure that it remains an important piece of numismatic history. Whether or not any similar coins are found in the future, the 2016 P nickel will forever be remembered as a remarkable discovery, an ordinary coin that became extraordinary, proving that sometimes, the most valuable treasures are the ones that are least expected. Thank you for joining me today in exploring this incredible story. I hope this video has inspired you to take a closer look at your own coins, and perhaps even sparked an interest in the fascinating world of numismatics. You never know, your next great find could be just around the corner. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more amazing stories about rare coins, their histories, and their incredible journeys into the world of high-value collectibles. Until next time, happy collecting!